Okay, yay. Yay, yay, yay. We are live. Let's put our phone on flight mode. Okay, because we do not want to be disturbed today. We are on day 9 of Awaken to Your Spiritual Gifts Challenge, which is pretty much also a free program to awaken your spiritual gifts. I am Victoria Bond. I am the creator, the facilitator of this beautiful, beautiful free 10-day challenge, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here. Hello, Joe, again. Hello, Helen, again. Hey, Cassandra. I saw some of you in the membership this morning, and it was very, very, very powerful, the spiritual membership called Magnificence. We did light language. There was a few tears. There was a lot of activating. But today we're here on day 9. Hello, Amy. Hello, Heidi. Oh, hey, Trina. So many of you are in my membership. I love it. How are you feeling? We're on day 9. Is this the first time you've been here? Is this the 9th time? Are you been catching up? I've seen some of you have been. Oh, you missed Magnificence today, Erica. Oh, you have to go in you have to go into the announcements and write down the times and dates, my love. Okay, go do that. But the replay will be up soon. It was very, very powerful. You will not want to miss it. We really talked about a lot of fear, about showing up, about being opulent and prosperous and all the things. Hey, Chantel. Yay! Got so many people from the membership. Welcome, welcome, welcome to day 9. Whereabouts are you at in this challenge? Are you kind of showing up sporadically? Have you been here every day? What 9th time, Helen? Well done. Remember, I have been writing down names every time someone tags me, takes a photo and tags me, puts them in their stories or shares on Facebook, or you've been inviting friends. Make sure, hey, Stacey, make sure you let me know that you've been sharing, because sharing is caring. And I, tonight, am going to be writing down all of the names of people and how many times people have entered to win this 30-minute free session with me. And anyone that's had a 30-minute, or anyone who's had a session with me, knows how powerful and transformational, whatever that word is. I've been channeling a lot today, guys. So my words are a little bit muddled. Your life will transform in 30 minutes. So I'm really excited because today we're talking about hairy, audacious goals. You've been here every day since day 4, Heidi. Amazing. 9 times. Had to catch up a couple of replays. That's amazing. Well done, Lindsay. Oh my God, my computer cable just blew up. Oh, shit. Oh no. Oh, hello, Jenny. We missed you today in the membership. Okay. This has been a big 9 days. I feel like I've gone to the moon and back. I feel like I've been up through upgrades. There's been so much emotions. There's been so much happening, and natural disasters and stuff happening in the world. Our empathic abilities are literally lit as we expand and tap into our spiritual awareness and what that really means for us as we awaken to our spiritual gifts. To know spirit is to know yourself. And then I'm going to tell you, some of you have heard me say this a few times, but day 1 is about clearing the fear and how fear is our friend. Gratitude was day 2, very important, something we take for granted. Day 3 was a kingdom of we. It was a very interesting, mind-blowing one. Day 4 was signs and synchronicities, and I told you about the story of Spirit and Emma who came through and how I pretty much went crazy, and then I realized I was psychic. Day 5 is becoming a boss entity clearer. Extremely important. Yes, upgrades, downloads, wobbles, and synchronicities. I'm with you. Day 6 was about conversations with spirit. Day 7 was receiving money and gifts. Day 8 was listening to intuition. And today we're on day 9. Can you believe it? Day 9, this like intuitive splenic hit came through a couple of weeks ago, and I said to my team, we're doing Awaken to Your Spiritual Gifts. It's going to be a 10-day program. Can you please create a workbook? Here is the copy. Let's go. And it's created its own entity, and it's been amazing, amazing. Yes, the replay will be up, my love. I missed you. I was like, where's Jenny? So big, hairy, audacious goals. Before we go into this, I want to let you know that tomorrow we have a Q&A. a Q&A. There's going to be a Zoom link. I'm going to post this in this group, right? And I'll tag everyone in it. I'll be doing that an hour before we go live because I've already used the everyone thing today, I think. Anyway, I'm going to make sure that you can find it in the Facebook group where you can find the Zoom. You can jump onto the Zoom. I'd love to see your face, but if it's too early in the morning or too late or you're too shy, that's okay. Come on in, and it's going to be this live Q&A, which is going to be very powerful. So I hope you have been thinking about questions to jot down in your workbook as we've gone along. And I have to let you know that I'm changing the time of it. Originally, it was 12:30 New Zealand time, but I'm actually traveling tomorrow. I've actually got quite a big trip, 6-hour trip to go see my niece for her birthday. So it's going to be at 8 a.m. Okay, New Zealand time. So some of you, it might even be a better timing if you're overseas. I'm sorry to the Australians. I know this is very, very not convenient, but so it is. So that is it. 8 a.m. tomorrow, the Q&A. Very excited. So I've loved every single topic. This could have been created into a 10-week program. Quite possibly it may be created into a 10-week program. I don't see why it couldn't be. These are the fundamentals of awakening to your spiritual gifts, everything that we've been through. I'll be traveling at that time, but we'll jump on. Are you traveling at 8 a.m.? Hey, Linda. So am I. I might see you on the road, Chantel. Where are you going? We'll probably pass each other. One of my favorite topics is hairy audacious goals. Why? Because if I did not have the audacity to keep showing up, if I did not have the audacity to be all of me and not hide, like I've had people say to me, oh, I love your audacity, and I thought it was kind of like, oh, that's maybe not a good thing, but they meant it in the highest expression for NZ Masters. Oh, cool. So hairy audacious goals, big fat juicy goals. Give me the big fat steak. I want the biggest thing, the most juiciest thing, the most expensive thing on the fucking menu, and make sure you put a really good cocktail in there, or mocktail in my case. If I'm not cleaning out my windpipes over the sink, I'll be there. You're hilarious. So I decided to be hairy and audacious and go after my goals. Another way of putting this is zero evidence goals. Okay, I see them as very similar. I mean, I could literally go into what they are differently, but let's just pretend. Let's just hallucinate that they're the same thing. Now, zero evidence goals, I first came across this concept before I was hitting multiple six figures, before I was hitting six figures actually. And I was in a coaching program and she said, what is your zero evidence goals? And I had always gone for, if I can make 5K a month in my business, then I would have made it. If I can make 10K a month, then I'll be rolling in it. Could never see past 10K. My coach, I'm pretty sure, was making 10K, and I thought, man, she must have no issues. Money is my only issue. It's the only thing I was focusing on, the lack of. So therefore it consumed me and distracted me. Hi, Leslie. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, everyone who's been sharing. You all are going into the draw, and I'm going to pull a name out of a hat. I'm really old school. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. So make sure you say hello if you're jumping on. I have no idea how many people are here or anything. So I started saying, what would it take for me to have 10K months? What would it take for me to actually have an audience that participated, that interacted, that was grateful for me and could hear me and see me and recognize me? What would it take for me to have a podcast? What would it take for me to write a book? What would it take for me to be a on-stage medium, a platform medium? What would it take for me to make multiple six figures? And I, every single time, hello, Rachel. I think you joined our membership, haven't you? Congratulations. I'm so stoked for those joining. And I've still got the very, very special offer of the $19 USD and a little something. If you come into the membership, just DM me. So I started thinking, well, if that person can have it, if my coach can have it, then so can I. And if that person, hey, Penny, what do you mean you can't get on? You're on, aren't you? I'm just getting a little bit distracted. I'll stop looking at the comments for a minute. So if they can have it, I can have it. If they can have a great relationship, I can have it. If they can have 5 hats, I can have 5 hats. If they can go on trips, I can go on trips. I stopped being in jealousy or envy. I stopped being envious of people. And I started realizing that if they can have it, I can have it, because there's no real difference between them and me. Did the same thing with birthing. Right? Like I was like, well, if my friend can give birth, and she did hypnobirthing, it was pretty much pain-free. She breathed out her baby. Then I can do it. So if it's available for other people, then it's available for me. Okay. So what are my hairy audacious goals? I started legit putting up pictures of the CX5, and then I was thinking about the clock I wanted. I spoke about that in the earlier classes, like the leather lounge suite. I wanted the hats and the hat hangers. I've got a wall full of them right here. I wanted little statues of Virgin Mary. I don't know if you can see, but I can see at least 4 here. I wanted crystals, but I wanted the balls, which are like a bloody $80 per piece, right? Started getting them. What is happening? I wanted this. Everything I thought about one of these. I wanted a beautiful dress that was like a mustardy kind of, earthy. I started getting everything I desired. The other small things. The hairy audacious goals was living at the beach and getting the house and all these different things. Why did they start coming to me? Because I started asking for them, and I stopped judging other people for having money or ambitions or a life. My biggest thing that I've been jealous about and envious about is people traveling and having lives that they just seem to have money and they get whatever they want, like coffees every day, and like they get to eat what they want when they want, because I was always so goddamn poor and broke. And then I realized the thing. Not only can I have that, not only can I have all of that, I can have more. But there's a question. What do I actually want? If there was a genie in a bottle, and if you worked with me, you would have heard me say this many times. There's a genie in a bottle. What would I ask the genie for? If I had 1 wish. Hey, Cindy. If I had 2 wishes, if I had 3 wishes, what would I ask for? Yeah, we can say world peace and money so we can give it away to everybody. But no, that's not what we're meant to be asking for. What would I ask for? Go back to day 3, the kingdom of we. What would I ask for if I had a genie in a bottle? Well, I would want a platform so I could create impact. I wouldn't want it all given to me on a plate. I would want to actually earn my stripes, as one of my coaches has said. Earn my stripes, not meaning I have to work hard for money, but meaning I want to feel successful. And how do I feel successful being a projector? And some of you will be generators and many gens, so it'll be satisfaction for you. I never feel a satisfaction, but I do feel a success. And that success is the key to know that I'm aligned. After I do these calls, I feel extremely successful. The money didn't make me feel successful. It wasn't the platform that made me feel successful. It wasn't the world peace that made me feel successful. It was the hairy, audacious goals that I asked for, and they came to me because I went after what my theme is in human design, which is success. If I feel successful after being for a walk with somebody or hanging out with my children or cleaning the house or whatever, I know that I'm aligned. So if I can take that concept in my everyday life and apply it to my hairy, audacious goals, I know that the car and the beach house and the boat and the truck and these material things, right? I know all of that is going to have to come to me because I'm an energetic match for it. Now, if you are broke, it doesn't mean that you are functioning from a low frequency, right? It's not true. It's not true. It just means that you're probably cock blocking money because of an old point of view that you had about money. We all say, I want more money, right? But that's not going to give you your satisfaction or your success. That's just going to help you be less distracted, hopefully, if you're able to manage the money. And I was going for a run this morning with a friend, and we were talking about how someone won over $10 million in lotto. Within a year, that guy was living with his mum with nothing. He couldn't hold the money. You've got to be able to hold it. So I put my hairy, audacious goals all up on my wall, right? I don't have a wall right now, but I did have a wall. My CX-5 and my house and my boat and the truck. Within a year, I had it all. Whoa. And then I got to the six figures, obviously, pre this. I got to the multiple six figures, and I just kept growing, but I got to hold it. So how do we hold? How do we hold our hairy, audacious goals? Well, we go through day 1. We shift the fear. We go through day 2, gratitude. We go through day 3, the kingdom of we. We go through 4, the signs and synchronicities. We go through the system of these 10 days to open up to our spiritual gifts. Our hairy, audacious goals can actually be the starting point, but we still got to go through the pillars to bring out the success and the satisfaction, whatever that may be for you. If you're a manifester, it's peace. You know when you feel peace. I work with manifestors, and they can get really this energy of anger. It doesn't come out like anger. They just don't know what to call it, right? But they need the feeling of peace and joy and happiness, and then they know that they are achieving, being responsible for our actions. Absolutely. Being responsible for what you end up with. Whatever your situation is now, having is the evidence of wanting. Having is evidence of wanting. And yes, a Jenny, for you, being a managing, it's satisfaction. For my husband, it's satisfaction. A job well done, satisfaction. Not me. Success and doing the things that feel good for me, the platform, right? Yes, I feel success when I'm driving my beautiful car that I was able to pay cash for. Can't believe that happened still, right? But I curated this reality. So if shit happens in my life, I know I curated it, whether I consciously did it or unconsciously did it. Peace and joy for you, Leslie, for hardcore. So what are your hairy, audacious goals? What is your zero evidence goals? So a zero evidence goal is, it feels like a ridiculous goal. Now, the truth is, I could have got a CX-5, a black one that looks identical to the one we had on the wall, which blows my mind with the manifestation, but I could have got one at any time in my life. I could have moved to the beach at any time in my life as well, but I needed the vortex to be, the foundations to be energetically correct before I got the car, before I bought the house. I didn't want to have a massive, massive debt. I waited until I really, really felt like it was time to get a car, and I was able to pay for it in cash, which was great, right? Now, we have to set the foundations for our success so we can hold it, receive it, be in gratitude for it, and then multiply it. Too many people, like I said yesterday, are afraid to invest in themselves because they put themselves at the back of the queue, and they people please, and they want to make sure everybody else is okay before they are. The last thing on their mind is the hairy, audacious goals, or the zero evidence goals. That's kind of like, oh yes, yep. And someone said action here, right? So you go, oh yeah. One day I'll get the boat. One day I'll get the beachfront place. One day I'll start my online business. One day I'll do a mediumship course. One day I'll do that Reiki, whatever it is. The thing that you know that you need to do. And it's like a TV in the back of your head, always talking, but you're distracted with everything else. Bring those hairy, audacious goals and those zero evidence goals, the ones that make no fucking sense, bring them to the forefront. Write that down. What kind of impact do you want to do? And then don't judge how it's landing, because it is landing, right? So I want it to be a platform medium. I want to have a book that impacts the world. I want to be the next Rebecca Campbell, not exactly, but I want a book that goes like to bestseller very, very quickly. Now, that seems very audacious. That seems very ambitious, especially knowing that I'm dyslexic. And there was no certainty that I could write a book. Hey, Letty, no certainty until I fucking wrote a book. I'm 60,000 words in. It's pretty much come to me easy because the whole thing's been channeled. Just have to sit down and do another 20,000, take it to the editor, go through the processes, the publisher. Do I self-publish? Do I do this? What is the cover like? It's going to cost money. There's a process. There is a system, and it's not just going to land in my lap. I'm going to have to take the action. But without the hairy, audacious goal of writing a book before my 40th, there would have been no goal. There was no evidence that I was going to be able to write a book or to create programs or to even use a freaking computer, considering I blow them up all the time. I'm so excited about your new book. I'm so excited about the book you wrote. I'm always creating. I've always been my own boss. This last year I got off track, and now my ambition is coming through my chest. I'm so ready for this year. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're in the membership yet, but I tell you what, if you're ready, we had these conversations today in the Magnificence. If you are ready to monetize your genius finally, it's not about the fucking money. Okay, I'm so sorry I'm swearing today. I'm just feeling very, very passionate. I started everything online not to make money. I did it. I had a hairdressing business, so I worked for myself, making peanuts, legit. But I did it because it was bursting out of my chest like you, Letty. It was bursting out, and I was like, I can't contain it. Same, especially with the mediumship. I just can't contain it. I have to speak. Nothing was going to stop me. But then when I brought in consciously, I brought in goals and targets, I started realizing that I would do anything it took. As long as I was in my integrity and I was being my authentic self, I would do anything it took. Today in our membership, we were talking about the fear of showing up and doing online stuff. And I was like, I know. I used to shake. I used to freak out. I used to like go, ah! Like I'd say to Luke, if I was recording videos for my first program, I would be like, nobody come in here. Leave me alone. I did my very first summit. I had to do a video. I did that video about, I don't know, maybe 500 times. They reckon you could do it 10 times to get it right. I did it like 500 times, and I cried and I screamed, and then I smiled and I did it again. And if you guys watched it, you'd be like, oh my God, she does not seem to have much confidence. It's like, hi, welcome to Mum's Time to Shine. My name is Victoria Bond. Da, 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 da. And it was like I was reading a script and my anxiety was in my throat. But this firework that was coming, this bursting out of my chest, I could not do it. What are those things that you cannot not do, that if you consciously become aware of it, then you're going to have to take action? This is what we do. We keep it in the background and we go, maybe next time. What if there's no next time on earth? What if this is your one chance on earth? Maybe it's not. Maybe there's plenty more. But what if this is your last time on earth? You came down, you ain't coming back because you're going back to different collectives. What if you're not going to be human? What if you're going back to a source light, or you're going to become a guide, right? What if you are doing something else? What if you're a completely different being? What if you go back and you are just light? You are consciousness. What about this juicy experience? This experiment that we've put ourselves into? It is always going to be scary. Now, some of you may not feel scared like I do because I've got a defined spleen. But my hairy, audacious goals, I always make sure there's some like edge. Every time I invested in a coach, I was pushed to the edge. Someone charged me too cheap one day and I was like, my brain says it's a no-brainer. My heart says no fucking way. Didn't matter about how much people were charging me. Charge me 10K, 20K, charge me $300. I will do whatever I have to take to reach my ambitions. And I will listen to spirit, and I'll listen to my higher self, and I will listen to my ego. What is my ego saying? What expression am I in? Those hairy, audacious goals. I want to hear from you guys. What are your hairy, audacious goals? Mine was actually becoming successful and making multiple six figures in my business. I had a throat clearing before I got up on stage in Wellington and spoke. Yeah. What? I was petrified at my granddad's funeral. Not internally, but physically. My body was shaking, and I was shaking, and I was like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. It was my body is so programmed to go into anxiety when I'm doing things outward. Now I've learned how to use energy so I can change it. I'm my human and I'm my being, and I'm like, calm down, human. My human was empathing on everybody. What are your hairy, audacious goals? We have got some really, really awesome stuff to go through today. So reflect on your current mindset towards receiving. Again, it comes back to receiving. We talked about this yesterday and the day before. If you receive lotto, honestly, could you hold it? If having is the evidence of wanting, what you have now is exactly what you have chosen. And this is what my husband has told me over and over and over and over and over. When I say, I wonder when like the millions are going to flow in, babe. And he goes, babe, remember? You asked for space, and you asked for only aligned clients, and you asked for blah, 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 blah. Did you know having is the evidence of wanting? We have everything we've ever wanted. Oh my God, we fucking do. Now it's time to ask for some more, right? My hag is raise awareness and authenticity in others. Raise awareness and how do you raise authenticity in others? And have a juicy as life that includes travel. I can see you traveling for sure. I can see you actually doing retreats and co-creating with people around the world. Linda, just saying. I want to create my sand magic internationally and gather people in circle around the world. Oh, I can feel that really intensely. Hey, Marcy. Finish writing and publishing 2 books. Yeah, I can't wait. Become a C-suite exclusive in my field. Master my mediumship skills, which you will in MM. Grow our family business by leaps and bounds. Yes. Luke's not here today, by the way. He's going to get his Hairy Audacious Goal certified, which means his RX-7, which was our wedding car, which he has built from the motor. He's built everything. It's beautiful. People like literally stop and just gravitate towards him. He's built this car. It's so beautiful, and he is going to get it certified today, and he will probably cry when it happens. I hope it happens. He might cry if it doesn't too. I want to travel facilitating and holding space for deep journeys and self-discovery. It's not the money, I think. Mine is knowing. Yeah, it's never the money. It's never the money. One of my coaches, I always thought it was money because the money was a distraction, right? But one of my coaches, she said to me, you get to come into my program for free because, you know, you've been with me for so long and you've done it before. And I was like, yay. My head was like, yay, I get to do a free program, which is worth like $6,000. Like, what the hell? How does it get any better? The day before the program started, I woke up and my spleen was like, do not do the program. And I'm like obsessed with the coach. She's amazing. I messaged her and said, I'm sorry, I can't do your program. I'm focusing on myself and what I'm doing in my program, and it's just not energetically correct with my authority right now. And she's like, okay, no worries. Right? But then if I want to work with her and it was 10K, I'd just go, okay, how can I pay for this? We choose first, and then it comes. But if we're saving up and we're saving up and we're saving up and we're saving up for a holiday, right? It takes forever. But if we go, I want to do this, and then you make the decision, you're going to bring in that money a hell of a lot quicker than if you were just saving in your rainy day fund. It's kind of how it works, right? You get ambitious. I always, if I choose a coach or whatever, I get like activated. I'm like, whoa, and then the money starts coming to me. It's crazy. I want to do Reiki. Yeah, awesome for his car. Healing people who come to me. Yeah, and there's heaps of people in Taranaki as well that you can go to as well. I think Linda's one of them actually. Find my most balanced self. Yes. The harmonic dance. The harmonic dance within ourselves. One of the things you can do is look at your human design with that and see if you have waves, see where your open centers are. Some beautiful resources online. I want to be an amazing medium, helping with their grief. Oh, wow. Mine isn't money either. I want to empower empathic women to embrace their inner queen. We'll find that money is never actually the thing. Money is just the energy behind it. So for me, I'm making some targets around money. Okay, I am. Yes, Reiki master right here. Now you're a Reiki teacher, which is that next level, isn't it? To feel balance and contentment. Yes, peace. Oh, I can't wait to see, Rachel, what your human design is. We're going to go into that in the membership as well. We're going to do some more human design stuff, coaching and podcasts. Yes, yes, you're here to speak. So it's really, really interesting because the money, as I was talking to the guys before this, is not the driving factor. It can't be. It's, for me, it's the impact. I said to my husband and to my editor, I don't care if my money makes no money. I don't I don't want it to really cost me too much money, but it's taken me a lot of time already. But I want to create impact. So even if it went to a publisher, like Hay House, for instance, and I got no money, you probably get 5% or something ridiculous. That's not why I'm writing it. I'm not writing the book to make money. I'm writing the book to create huge impact. That was a driving force. If it was the money, then I wouldn't have written the book, to be honest with you. And I wouldn't have done this for a job. I would have stayed as a hairdresser, used my business mindset. I would have learnt it. I knew hairdressing in and out. And I would have created a chain of salons. I would have done that. But the driving factor has never been the money. But here's the thing. Money is energy and I require energy, and I've got some really big, hairy, audacious goals. One of my hairy, audacious goals, which has come to me in the last 24 hours, is I've actually had it for a while, but it's really come in now. So I'm like, oh shit, it might be happening faster than I thought, is to create a program for youth. This has been on my mind since I was a teenager, but it's really coming to the forefront. So once I start hitting a certain income bracket where I can actually have like freedom and I don't have as many outgoings or whatever. Once I hit a certain space within financials, I'm going to create a free, incredible, like pro bono program for teenagers and children to understand their own spirituality and to have the tools of consciousness and tools of whatever to expand more into their life. It is very much needed right now. That is a hairy, audacious goal that I have, but I can't do it now because now this is my full-time job and I'm already giving away so much free source that I can't work for free, So energetically, if the universe pays me and I hit a certain threshold, I will dedicate a lot of my time. Just like Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, I may never be like them, but if I can do this, I will have a program for children and teenagers. That is my hairy, audacious goal. That is my driving force. That's what gets me out of bed. It gets me running in the dark. It gets me thriving. It gets me... we have children around us all the time. Luke and I just attract children. That is my target, and I know, Leslie, it's really close to your heart as well. What do you want to do in your life? What kind of impact do you want? And now think bigger. Like I had to think bigger than the multiple six figures, right? So of course I've got to get to that before I get to the millions, right? I've got to reach some people before I reach the masses. So I've got my podcast, I've got my platforms, I was on someone's summit today, which was about plant medicine and rituals and ceremonies, and I was a guest, which was amazing. I am doing all the things to create the wealth, but also to create the impact, and the impact always comes first. The children come first. My why, I have written about this in my book, my why comes before money. My why comes, my joy comes, my passion comes. I call my new membership my passion project. Okay, and of course we all know, if you know me, Magnificent Mediumship is my baby. I love it. My certification. It's happening June the 22nd. If you think you want to be a part of that, please let me know, because I do have payment plans and all the things for those who have got money hang-ups. And I've also got Magnificence, which is literally my membership, which is $19 USD a week, which is fucking phenomenal. I'm not going to lie. I'm not just the creator. I've got all these co-creators and all of it. It's just very, very activating and amazing. I'm doing these things from my heart because I love doing it. But there was a time, there's my number, 22. There was a time where that was only a dream. And I want to help, just like Linda said, I want to help people to come into their authenticity by acknowledging and seeing themselves in the beauty that they truly be. The light workers that are here to create an impact. Everyone is a light being. Everyone is a human being. We are beings, right? Beings of light. But we've got to come out of a darkness, out of a conditioning, if you will. Darkness, there's nothing wrong with darkness. It's amazing. It's important. Half the day is light, half the day is dark, right? We've got to come out of it to see the light that is within us. Everything is within us. Everything is within us. If you haven't listened to Mary Magdalene Revealed or read that book, I highly recommend it. And she talks about how it is, everything is within, right? But anyway, going back to the logistics, here we are on planet Earth, and we've got kids, we've got families, we've got expenses. God knows the food's got up, and so is the petrol. It's ridiculous, right? I get it. It is tough. We buy into that climate, the economy climate. We buy into it because it seems to be our reality for our human. But what if you could change that within yourself? Because if everything comes from within, does that not mean that you can change your climate? When COVID hit, and it hit hard, right? Hit a lot of people hard. First thing I did was message my coach and said, shit, my business must not be a business anymore, and I've just started my business. And she said, people need you more than ever now. And money is just energy. People create it when they need it. So to remember who you are is to come within, to acknowledge and feel your energy, and then to literally understand how to hear yourself and your success or your peace or your satisfaction, whatever your human design is, right? How do I listen to my intuition? How do I proceed forward to achieve those hairy, audacious goals no matter what is happening on the external? A lot of people come to me and say that there's total assholes around them. People take the piss. They have had it hard. They tell me all of these stories, and I go, so I find it really interesting because I just don't have any assholes around me, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe having is the evidence of wanting, and maybe I've taken full responsibility for all the things. And then something will probably hit me this afternoon. Do you know what I mean? Oh, celebrating you, Gayleen. So, brainstorm your hairy, audacious goals. Okay, I'm going to be on time today because I've got to pick up my kids from school. Take a moment, like don't hold back, okay? I really want you guys to hear me. How I created money and impact and got my husband working for me and able to buy him a truck and get him certified in his car, that wouldn't have happened in his wage that he was on. That was how we were living, but we did not see the other way of living. We didn't see it until I realized that other people have stuff and I can have it too. I looked at where I was envious, and then I realized I don't actually want to travel much. Not really. Going to Raro this year, that would be wicked, but I don't really want to travel. So I kept myself broke and kept myself jealous. Having is the evidence of wanting. What you want and your challenges in life, all of those things that are happening for you, what are they giving you? Because they're giving you something. There's a kink, right? And I go into this deeper in Magnificent Mediumship. There's some releasing going on because I'm feeling like I'm going to sneeze. So go wild. What do you want? What do you want? Excuse me. Whoa. Okay, so take a moment to visualize your energetically receiving those hairy, audacious goals. How do you feel? What does it look like? How do you embody the energy of receiving it? This is very important for people that are non-specific manifestors. Again, it's another human design term I am specific. I go, I want this and 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 I want this. And bang, 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 it starts coming. And all I have to do is the energetic work to be able to receive, which is the receiving word. You sneezed heaps after the membership. Yeah. I'm not surprised. We were crying and we were sneezing and oh my God. So if you are more feminine flow with your manifesting, if you look at the arrows on your human design chart, if that bottom arrow on the right hand side is facing left, you are specific. You need to be very specific about what type of man you are, what type of house you have, what type of car you want, right down to the details of the mags and the seat warmers and the sunroof and the color and blah, 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 blah. If you are non-specific, the arrow is going right and you are more floaty, flowy, feely, right? How do I feel when I've got my hairy audacious girls? How do I feel when I'm at the beach driving that car, picking up my children at 3 o'clock, and then I get to play with them for a couple of hours, and then we get to go to, oh my God, it's my fucking life. Like, it wasn't. My life was my husband working all holidays, including Christmas and New Year's. We never ever saw family or his family. My family were around the corner. I used to have to get babysitters so I could work as a hairdresser to literally pay for daycare. And we were always on the bones of our ass, even though we worked so hard. And I said to Luke yesterday, what would our lives look like if we figured this out before we were 30, before we had children? What would our lives look like if we weren't doing drugs and drinking and like, he goes, babe, we were surviving. Oh, like, why didn't I see all of this so earlier? That same old thing, if I knew what I knew now, you know. Okay, how does this feel for you? That's you feeling like you're like, you know, and you're not alone. But I really want to hone in energetically. We've got and Chantel, you're in the right place, babe. You're in the membership, so I'll look after you, I promise. So we did some big stuff today, didn't we? So I want you to really understand that the energetics and the aligned action are just as important. They really, really are. The ego is not your enemy. Fear is not your enemy. Other humans are not your enemy. Spirit is not your enemy. Your partner is not your enemy. We have things that everything we have is because somewhere we chose it consciously or unconsciously. Okay, like there's a big rabbit hole. Remember, this is like a free challenge, so those rabbit holes we go into deeper dives in the membership and So what else do we have here? Guilt and shame, limiting beliefs. Where have you been holding yourself back? I'm really kind of workshopping this with you guys. Okay, I'm not doing it, you're doing it, but I've given you everything you need to transform. Everything you need. Of course, if you want deeper intimacy with me, we have the membership and we also have the certification. If you've done the certification before, because I know a few of you have, you get it half price the second time, you get it free the third time. There's also Q&A. Use this to write down your questions. Use this to pick my brain tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Do we have any other pieces of paper? Nope. How does this feel for you? How do you feel thinking? Today's intention was really to poke you and get you thinking. I used to be like, I'll just be satisfied if I have aircon. I'll just be satisfied if I don't have to worry about buying food every week. I'll just be satisfied. I'll just be satisfied if I just have enough. I'm so lucky to just have enough. And then one day I heard myself and I went, oh my God, I always just have enough. And I thought I was lucky. I'm lucky compared to some people. But what if I had more than enough? And what if money? I know a lot of people aren't money based, but when I get enough money and I create a free program for the children of the world, and I'm going to create it as like things like I'm doing now. But I want to keep supporting these children, and teenagers are my passion. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a safe place for teenagers, you know, when my kids are a bit older. My why is so much stronger than anything, and it gets me out of bed, and it gets me crying and on my knees saying to God, what will you have me do? Saying to the universe, what will you have me do? I will take the aligned action that you put in front of me in the 10-day challenge. This was an aligned action. And of course, I've met some beautiful, beautiful souls doing this. So how do you feel? And what are you ready for? And what have you learned? And what are you willing to bring into your life? What are you willing to, where are you willing to step forward into it more? It will happen for the children. You will make it happen. I will. But right now I've got to look after my children. I've got to feed my children. I've got to help the light workers to expand their reach, to monetize their genius, to activate their gifts, to shine online. Because if they are not doing that, then we are twiddling our thumbs, and action is really, really important. No matter what the action is. Maybe you're just a really good person that walks around the street saying hello to people, activating people, right? Maybe that's your soul. Mine is to put myself out there, and it's the scariest thing I ever did. I talked about this in Magnificence, the membership today, about there's two paths. One will be like, Miss Average path, and the other one is like, there's some hurdles, and it's probably the easiest path, but I've put blocks in the way. Fear, shame, insecurities, fear of judgment, all of these things. I want it all. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Magic. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful, Penny. I love you, Penny. Okay, I'm going to leave that with you guys. I'm going to go pick up my beautiful children, and I'm going to allow them to activate me, to hug me, to love me. I'm going to give them my presence this afternoon, as I've been able to give you my presence today. And I thank you for giving me your presence. Beyond fear is freedom. Yes, and fear may never go, but we can work with the fear to create more, right? We chose fear, remember. We chose all of this. You've got to embrace the shame and the suffering. I believe that shame is a very interesting thing, because shame and guilt, a lot of that can be past residue. And that residue is old and connected to a story. So who are we without our stories? Some interesting concepts. I can't wait to see you guys at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I will put up the link for Q&A. Sorry it's early, but I'm committed to this, and I'm also committed to getting to see my family. I haven't seen them for a couple of months, really. I am here for you guys, and if you want to come and take this opportunity to be in the membership, or come into the certification, or even one-to-one coaching, if you want to go deep dives with me, please DM me, and I will get back to you once I've picked up my kids. You're going to replay this one? Okay, awesome. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Please remember, tomorrow I'm announcing the winner of the 30-minute session with me. Big prize. It really is. I'm going to back myself, and I know that when people come to me, they activate like a mofo. And I would love, I don't know what time it is, my love. You'll have to put it into the calculator. But yeah, I would love to see you there. It would be amazing. And yeah, hit me up if you want to come into this membership. It is just its own entity, and it's growing. I manifested that, laugh out loud. I couldn't come at the other time. Oh, you blame Linda for the change in time. No, just kidding. Lots of love, guys. Bye.